So I just wanted to say it is my sheer honor and privilege now to welcome our Honorable Prime Minister of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, Her Excellency Sheikh Hasina, to provide her reflections and comments. And if I may, in my mother tongue, I would like to say it. গণপ্রজাতন্ত্রী বাংলাদেশ সরকারের মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী শেখ হাসিনাকে আমি এখন আহ্বান জানাবো আমাদের মঞ্চে এসে কিছু ওনার বক্তব্য রাখার জন্য।
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Mr. President, distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. It is a pleasure to join you all to mark Bangladesh's partnership with the World Bank over the last 50 years. I thank President Malpass for his invitation and hospitality. I am delighted to see a good number of Bangladesh nationals serving the World Bank. I'm very happy to see that. Mr. President, in 1971, Bangladesh emerged as an independent nation under the visionary leadership of my father, our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He embraced nationalism, socialism, democracy, and secularism as the fundamental state principles in our Constitution. After independence, within only 9 months, he presented us the Constitution. Following his brutal assassination, it took us 21 long years of democratic struggle to get the nation back on track. As you know that 15th August 1975, my father, the then president of Bangladesh, he was the first president of Bangladesh, along with my mother, my 3 brothers, my 2 sisters-in-law. My younger brother was only 10 years old. My uncle and other member, almost 18 members were brutally killed, assassinated. My younger sister and myself, we were in Germany that time. Well, our life was saved, but it was very painful. We couldn't return home. Military dictator took over power, they didn't allow us. 6 years I was in, my sister and myself both were in abroad. We lived as an refugee. Even we hadn't opportunity to use our own name and title also because of the security reason. That was also changed. But in 1981, in my absentia, my party, Bangladesh Awami League, elected me as the leader of the party. Though I was very much involved in politics since my school life, struggling against military dictator, but I never thought that I have to take such a responsibility. But my sister encouraged me and myself. I thought that we cannot see that my country, my people are suffering. We must do something. So I returned home. I returned home such a country. I had no right to ask for justice. All the killers got indemnity. They have been indemnified and put them in different country as a ambassador, or they got good job. And the war criminals, all of them were in power. When I returned home, I tried to file a case then said, no, I have no right to file any case against the killer of my father. So you can understand at what circumstances I returned home. But I started my journey to fulfill my father's dream to ensure economic emancipation of our people. In 1996, after 21 years, I formed government. At that time, I tried my best to take some initiative how to develop the country. And we did a little, but I couldn't continue. 2001, I could come back. That was another conspiracy. But anyway, then 2008 election, we won the election and I formed government. In 2009, our government assumed office again on a place to build a digital Bangladesh by 2021. We prepared a perspective plan. The 2020, we will celebrate our father's 100th birthday centenary and 2021, Golden Jubilee of our independence. So we prepared that perspective plan. So I'm grateful to our people for the opportunity to serve them and the country through 3 consecutive terms. In the last 1.5 decades, Bangladesh has gone through significant change thanks to political stability and sound macroeconomic fundamentals. In 2015, the World Bank classified Bangladesh as a lower middle income country. In 2021, the UN declared it eligible for graduation from the LDC status for the second time. I must mention another thing. When my father took over the responsibility, it was a war of his country. You have seen it. So he got only 3 years, 7 months, 3 days time to rebuild this war-ravaged country. And that time, in 1975, Bangladesh became least developed country. Even they declare least developed country. It was amazing that within short period of time, how a country can be built up. But he did it. So our next target, we fulfill. Ladies and gentlemen, we successfully managed the COVID-19 pandemic through an economic stimulus package worth $26.9 billion and free of cost mass vaccination. The completion of Padma multi-purpose bridge with our own resources and its inauguration last year is perhaps the best example of our resilience and achievement. I will present the photo to the President to keep the bridge here, because when there was I think I should not mention it, but it was very painful time we had to pass. Anyway, but Bangladesh can do it. We have proved that. Even I can mention another thing. When we built up the Jamuna Bridge, with Jamuna Bridge, it was a simple bridge. But by this time, I formed government. Then I said it should be multi-purpose and rail bridge should be included. Tremendous opposition I received from World Bank that it won't be viable. Then I said, no, it will be viable one. Then I talked to the contractor and also the designer. So you can see that there's a rail bridge just in one side. But thanks to World Bank, afterward they realized it. Now they are building the Jamuna rail bridge, a dedicated one. Now it is building again. Mr. President, Bangladesh has today emerged as the world's 35th largest economy with a nominal GDP of US $460 billion. Our economy has been growing at an average rate of 6% in the last one decade. It reached up to 8.15% just before the pandemic. This has led to a notable increase in per capita income to the tune of US $2,824 in 2022. We have reduced the world poverty rate to 18.7% in 2022 from 41.5% in 2006. During this time, we have increased our budget allocation for social protection by 40 times, constituting 2.5% of our GDP. Just last year, our government announced the decision to launch a universal pension scheme. Under my flagship Astern project, we have provided free of cost homes to nearly 5 million people along with income generating skills and support. In parallel, 99.7% of households have come under electricity coverage, while our power generation capacity has increased 8 times to over 25,000 megawatt between 2006 and 2022. I have made affordable and quality health care a priority by setting up 18,000 community-level health facilities across the country. And we distribute 30 types of medicine free of cost. Recently, we have started to provide insulin free of cost to our people. Our government remains focused on enhancing inclusive and transformative education. With the fourth industrial revolution in mind, the female participation rate in our labor force is higher compared to those of our regional peers. Our government has recently taken a decision to reflect women's household work in our national GDP. It was always neglected. It was always neglected, but in household, the women work very hard, and especially those who are working outside, they have to do both. Most of the female member never supported for household, but in future, I think both of you should work together. Mr. President, Bangladesh has emerged as a global role model in disaster management and preparedness. We invested heavily in early warning system, disaster resilient infrastructure, and community-based interventions. Bangladesh is also a living laboratory of climate adaptation, featuring a number of nature-based and technological solutions. I invite the World Bank and other development partners to join us in implementing the projects under our Bangladesh Delta Plan 2100. Our government attaches importance to developing Bangladesh as a regional connectivity, aviation, and logistic hub. We have set a target to establish 100 special economic zones, which will generate an estimated 10 million jobs by 2030. Bangladesh has already established itself as a reliable partner in the global supply chain. We now host more than half of the world's 100 best green factories. We have launched our next vision to build a smart Bangladesh by 2041. It aims at achieving digitally empowered citizens, faceless government services, a knowledge-based cashless economy, and a rights-based, just and inclusive society. Mr. President, Bangladesh has offered shelter to forcibly displaced Rohingya from Myanmar over the last 40 decades. Their number has reached 1.2 million since their expulsion following mass atrocity crimes in August 2017. We have been working with the UN and the other international agencies to secure their safe, dignified, and voluntary repatriation to Myanmar, but not a single person has returned till to date. This situation is getting increasingly difficult for us, with growing security implications for the wider region. I thank the World Bank for joining us in our humanitarian endeavor and for the US $590 million grant for the Rohingya and their impacted communities. The World Bank has been consistently supporting us as a leading development partner. The World Bank contributes nearly 32% of the current foreign assistance for Bangladesh under the ongoing IDA programs. Additionally, IFC and MIGA have also been supporting our private sector. Before I conclude, I would like to make 5 specific suggestions in consideration of our upcoming development imperatives. First, the ongoing global multiple crises caused by the pandemic, armed conflicts, and climate emergency have put most developing economies under serious stress. Some of our development partners have chosen to increase their lending costs and interest rates, which detract from their core mandate. I call upon the World Bank and other development partners to find viable alternatives so that our economies can cope better with the emerging challenges. Second, Bangladesh is preparing for a smooth and sustainable graduation from the UN LDC status in 2026. I request the World Bank to support our human capital and institutional capacity development programs for a smooth transition. The critical IDA window needs to be preserved and continued. Third, Bangladesh has aligned UN SDGs with its national aspiration to become an upper middle income country by 2031. There is an urgent expectation that the World Bank and other development partners deliver increased concessional and innovative financing for SDG implementation. Fourth, Bangladesh hopes that World Bank's enhanced engagement in climate action would help address the wide gaps in financing under the Paris Agreement. We would stress the importance of equal distribution of financing between climate mitigation and adaptation. Fifth, Bangladesh will continue to invest in infrastructure and logistics for realizing our vision to become a high-income economy by 2041. I would expect the World Bank to engage in both our physical and social mega projects in the coming years. Mr. President, distinguished guests, Bangladesh will continue to move forward undeterred. My presence here signals that we maintain our trust in the World Bank. Our success in the next 2 decades would depend on our collective ability and efforts to overcome the emerging challenges in a just and sustainable manner. We must remain united towards making millions of our people still lagging behind a happy life in Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib's Sonar Bangla, Golden Bengal. আমি একটু বাংলায় সবাইকে বলি, আমাদের এখানে যারা বাংলায় আছেন মানে বাঙালি আছেন তারাও, আর তাছাড়া আমাদের দেশের মানুষের জন্য, যে এক সময় পদ্মা ব্রিজে যখন আমরা বানাতে যাই আমাদের উপর একটা মিথ্যা অ্যালিগেশন আনা হয়েছিল দুর্নীতির, দ্য ফলস অ্যালিগেশন। আই টুক ইট অ্যাজ এ চ্যালেঞ্জ, আমি এটা চ্যালেঞ্জ হিসাবে নিয়েছিলাম, কারণ আমি এখানে বাবা মা ভাই সব হারিয়ে কোনো দুর্নীতি করতে আসিনি, নিজের ভাগ্য করতে আসিনি, আমি এসেছি বাংলাদেশের মানুষের ভাগ্য করতে। যে দেশের মানুষ রক্ত দিয়ে স্বাধীনতা এনেছে। আমি সবাইকে বলবো, আমাদের বাঙালি যে যেখানেই আছেন, যে একটা কথা সবসময় মনে রাখবেন, যে আমরা মুক্তিযুদ্ধ করে বিজয় অর্জন করেছি, আমরা বিজয়ী জাতি, এবং বিজয়ী জাতি হিসেবে আমরা মাথা উঁচু করে বিশ্ব দরবারে চলতে চাই। কাজে বাংলাদেশের মানুষের সম্মান রক্ষা করা, এটা আমরা মনে করি এটা আমার কর্তব্য, আর সেই চেষ্টাটাই আমরা করে যাচ্ছি। আজকে বাংলাদেশের যে উন্নয়নটা আমি এবং আমার সাথে এ পর্যন্ত যারা কাজ করেছেন অত্যন্ত আন্তরিকতার সাথে কাজ করেছেন বলেই এটা সম্ভব হয়েছে। আরও সম্ভব হয়েছে বাংলাদেশের জনগণ। আমি বাবা মা ভাই সব হারিয়েছিলাম, কিন্তু আমি পেয়েছি আরও অনেক বড় সংসার, সেটা আমার বাংলাদেশ। আর বাবা মা ভাই হারিয়ে পেয়েছি বাংলাদেশের মানুষ, তাদের ভালোবাসা, তাদের আস্থা, তাদের বিশ্বাস, সেটাই হচ্ছে আমার একমাত্র শক্তি, যে কারণে যে কোনো চ্যালেঞ্জ মোকাবেলা করতে আমি পারি। আমার জীবনের উপর অনেক ঝুঁকি এসেছে, কিন্তু আমি কোনো দিন মাথা নত করিনি। আর মাথা নত করে দেশের মানুষকে আমি ছোট করতে চাই না, যেটা আমার বাবার কাছ থেকে শিখেছি। তিনিও এ কথাই বলেছিলেন যখন পাকিস্তানি শাসকদের হাতে বন্দী ছিলেন। আমার মা বন্দী ছিল, আমি বন্দী ছিলাম। আমি তখন প্রেগনেন্ট, আমার প্রথম সন্তান জন্মগ্রহণ করে ওই কারাগারে, বন্দিখানায়, একটা একতলা বাড়িতে আমাদের বন্দি করে রেখেছিল। আমাদের কোনো ফার্নিচার ছিল না, কোনো খাবার কিছু ছিল না, সেই অবস্থায় ছিলাম। আমার ছেলে জন্মানোর পর সাথে সাথে তাকে যে একটু কাপড় পরাবো সে সুযোগটা আমার ছিল না। আমার এক বান্ধবী কোনো মতে স্মাগল করে আমাকে কিছু কাপড় দিয়েছিল আমার বাচ্চার জন্য। তো আমরা সেই অবস্থা থেকে উঠে এসেছি। আর ৭৫-এ পরে ছিলাম রিফিউজি হিসেবে, কিন্তু কারো কাছে মাথা নত করিনি, হাত পাতিনি, কারণ আমরা বিজয়ী জাতি হিসেবেই মাথা উঁচু করে চলতে চাই। কাজে দেশকে ভালোবেসে দেশের মানুষের জন্য কাজ করা, এটাই আমাদের লক্ষ্য, আর সেটাই করতে চাচ্ছি। এবং আমি আমার দেশের মানুষের প্রতি কৃতজ্ঞ। যারা এখন ধান কাটার সময় আমি আহ্বান করেছি, আমাদের দলের সকল স্তরের মানুষ, সহযোগী সংগঠন সবাই নেমে গেছে। এমনকি তারা প্যান্ট ছেড়ে লুঙ্গি পরে মাথায় মাথাল দিয়ে তারা ধান কাটতে চলে গেছে। আমাকে ছবি পাঠিয়েছে, এখানে আমি ছবি দেখলাম। আমি গর্বিত আমার দেশের মানুষকে নিয়ে, যে বলেছি আমাদের খাদ্যের অভাব সারা বিশ্বব্যাপী, 1 ইঞ্চি জমি অনাবাদি থাকবে না। মানুষ কিন্তু নেমে গেছে সব জায়গায়, তারা যে যেখানে পাচ্ছে জমি চাষ করছে। আমি বলার আগে কিন্তু নিজে করি। প্রাইম মিনিস্টারের বাড়িতেও এখন তরি তরকারি ফসল সব হয়, আর আমার নিজের গ্রামের জমিতেও আমি 30 বছর চাষ হয়নি, সেই জমি পরিষ্কার করে চাষ করছি। বাংলাদেশের মানুষকে জাতির পিতা বলে গেছেন, কেউ দাবায় রাখতে পারবা না। তো এই কথাটা সবাই যেন মনে রাখেন। তো সবাইকে আবারও ধন্যবাদ। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ ফর ইনভাইটিং মি অ্যান্ড থ্যাংক ইউ অল। জয় বাংলা, জয় বঙ্গবন্ধু, মে বাংলা লিভ ফরএভার। It is a painting আমাদের দেশের মানুষ, our people, they painted. This is the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, why I presented you, I am telling you, there was a false allegation against us, against me, my family, and my government, that there was a corruption. I said, no, there is no corruption. So it was a challenge. I took it as a challenge, and it was not proved. Even there was a case in the Canada Federal Court. They said all the allegations were, false. So then I decided that I will not take money from anybody because I have received support from all my people. People said, go ahead, we will contribute. Then I decided, and we built up this bridge with our own money. So I wanted to show we are here not to beg. We want our right because we have our partnership in World Bank. We take loan and we pay the money with interest. But they are our development partner. All the monetary institutions, they are our development partner. We need that development partner to make our progress. But I am not ready to accept any false allegation. I am here not to build up my own life, build up my people's life. I want to make sure, inshallah, Bangladesh will be poverty-free country. Within 14 years, we have done so much. It is our vision and mission and our efforts. Thank you very much. Thank you.